What's going on YouTube? Noah FTW123 here for another Wi-Fi Draft League. So we are doing 2 at a time right now. Might be my last league for a bit as I do have a baby on the way and I'm starting a new job as a teacher for one of my local high schools. So I'm trying to get it all in before I will have to probably take a break after my daughter is born. But besides that, we are here for PWC Season 15, and we are in the Void Division this time. So just like normal with the PWC, we did have to, our first mon had to be our signature Pokemon, referring to our Terra Captain for the season. So I had the 9th pick of the season of 12. So I was a bit in the later part. There's a few signatures I wanted to get, but they actually went 1 and 2. And I actually wasn't expecting that because I didn't think they were the best signature mons available. But that was what happened. So I had to fall back on my 3rd pick of our Terra Captain, which was Cryogonal. I've seen Terra Cryogonal do very well in low Terra draft leagues. Being able to get rid of the ice type while having levitate is super strong because you can Terra into an electric type, a steel type, a poison type, and have that ground immunity. So like Terra Electric, we won't have any weaknesses. It has great special defense, great speed, decent special attack at 95. It is our rapid spinner, so that's always nice because we have to bring it every week. So it can really force players to not bring hazards as much as they may want to against our team. So super excited to get Cryogonal. Will be my first time using it. So that was super nice. Next, for the second round, since it was coming back, that's when the 19 pointers, 18 pointers start going. Surprisingly, 2 of the 12th and the 11th pick, so on the way back, did not choose 19 pointers. So there was a few left for me. And there's one, I was debating between 2. Meowscarada and Iron Valiant. And I went with Iron Valiant. I felt like I had more purpose as a physical and special attacker with its speed. Being able to have the booster energy to boost its speed to be even faster. Able to, of course, run Life Orb, Scarf specs, Banded sets as needed. As well as being able to set up with Swords Dance, Calm Mind. All the good stuff with Iron Valiant. We really needed that Fairy type as well. So I thought it was super important that we got the Fairy type this early on over a Grass Dark type, which is, of course, it's protein. But I really wanted to give Iron Valiant another chance since I didn't play with it that well in SPDA. So I really want to be able to use it to my full potential this time. And with the 3rd pick, one of the mons I noticed was super low points-wise. And I was like, this mon, it was at 11 points. And I was like, this mon at 11 points feels like a steal. So I went with Gliscor. Really needed a ground type. Really wanted some hazards with Stealth Rocks, Spikes, and T-Spikes on Gliscor. Has U-turn, so it's able to get out. Of course, we have the Toxic Orb to heal back health. Has Protect to make sure that you double that always. Just a really great mon, offensive and defensively. We can go Swords Dance, Earthquake, knockoff sets. We can go Spikes, defensive bulk sets with special defense or HP or defense, really. So I'm super excited to have Gliscor here for this season. Next up, went with another defensive wall, one of my favorite mons in draft. Surprised it was here in the 4th round still, and that's a Alomomola. This mon has been taking over the draft community. There's been recent drafts that I've seen where it's gone in the 1st round and even 2nd. This league has it at its points a bit higher. It's at 14 in this league, and in most cases it's at 12. So it always feels like a steal with the regen ability, being able to flip turn out, wish with its massive HP stat, being able to help heal your offensive threats like Iron Valiant in our case. Felt so good to have, especially this late in a round, and it being a bulky water is always important for your team. With the next pick, we had Gouging Fire. Gouging Fire was one of the few 17 pointers left at this point because I decided to go mid-tier picks. I've used Gouging Fire once in a National Dex League and it did not do that well, but I also didn't plan around a ground weakness that well with that team with Mega Diancie, and so a lot of ground types just punish my team, or even just like many mons learn Earthquake or Earth Power. So but this time we've built a bit more around the ground weakness with Gliscor and Cryogonal with Levitate being an ice type, especially being able to go electric. We got that beam, what's it called, beam bolt action, but with Terra Blast electric, no. So we're super excited to have Gouging Fire here as a dragon and a fire type. I feel like I usually forget to draft a fire type, and then steel types that deal well with ground types just really wreck me. So I'm super excited to have Gouging here as another offensive presence that Amola can support with Flip Turn, Wish, as well as being able to set up with Dragon Dance. Has great coverage as well with Earthquake, Stone Edge. With the Dragon Claw, we can do massive damage, Outrage, of course, and then with his fire moves, Heat Crash, Flare Blitz, and so on. So I'm super excited to have Gouging Fire here this season. Hopefully I can use it better than I did in that first league I had Gouging Fire in. Next up, weird pick. I went back-to-back dragons with Hydreigon, which is another Levitate mon, which really helps with Gouging's weakness with the ground. But it felt important that I got a good dark type at this point in the draft, since many of them were falling off the board, and I didn't feel like we were very fairy. We won't be very fairy weak, as you can with our last 5 mons. So I felt like Hydreigon can really help, especially since Cryogonal can go Terra Steel many times, which can be nice. Even though Iron Valiant is weak to fairy, Gouging is neutral. I don't think there's that many great offensive fairies that aren't Iron Valiant, so I'm not super worried about the fairy weakness at this point. Hydreigon gives us a great special attacker with nasty plot subsets, can also go physical if need be, because it does have a decent physical stat, it has great bulk, decent speed at 98, so we're really filling in those speed tiers greatly with 95, 116, 91, 80, or 90 for Gliscor, I think maybe 85. Mola is 65. So super excited so far with the team. Next up, we have Galarian Slowbro. Now, these next 5 Pokemon, including Slowbro, I drafted differently. So after the draft ends, we usually have a grace period where you can trade out mons for free without using any of your transaction points. So I drafted Toxapex originally, but I felt like it really didn't fit the team well at that point with Amola, but I wanted another regen mon, and Slowbro really helps with that as a poison type, really, because you always wanted a ground poison to get rid of T-Spikes if your spinner's down. Don't really want to get toxic on that many mons. So Slowbro's here for that, as very average stats, I would say, with I think 100 defenses and 90 attack or special attack, so we could run mix. It's a great bulk mon. Super excited to use it. It's usually a Terror Captain, so usually you don't get it at some point unless you get it in the first round. So super excited to to lose Slowbro with that regenerator ability, with a low Momola as, of course. Next up, we got Tinkaton. I think Tinkaton will be a great mon for us because Iron Valiant as a fairy normally doesn't want to come in defensively as that fairy. Usually want to use it as a setup sweeper at the end or cleaner. So I wanted to get another fairy type that can really help us, and I needed a steel type. So Tinkaton was a great option here to pick up as it was not drafted. It has Stealth Rocks, T-Wave, of course Gigaton Hammer, Ice Hammer to hit those pesky ground flyings like Landorus, even though we have one of them in Gliscor, or just any ground in general. Has Encore as well, so it can really lock setup sweepers into its setup moves and allow us to gain momentum back. So great mon defensively, lacking a bit offensively. I mean, it does have knockoff, which is always great, but super excited to have it this season as well. Next up, we have Cutiefly. So Cutiefly is here as the always potential web threat with sticky webs, focus sash sets. I think having a webs mon, even if it's a one-pointer like Cutiefly, can really force your opponents to need to bring their spinner every week, and that can always be an advantage to us, as well as also force them to maybe run some heavy duty boots on mons that don't want to lose the speed, or even like clear ambulance when they have to sacrifice that item spot to make sure that they don't get a speed lowering. I think Cutiefly was always worth it here at one point. Next up, we have Ogerpon Cornerstone. Really needed another physical attacker, I felt like, that could really put in the work offensively, and a rock type. A lot of people forget about their rock weakness. A lot of mons struggle with that, and a lot of people don't get mons that are good against rock types unless they get the steel. I accidentally hit entered, so that you see our last mon, Dracloak. But back to Ogerpon, it's a great setup sweeper, can run spikes as well, has the sturdy ability with the Cornerstone, so it always has that built-in focus sash, which is nice. Grass is also just a great mon to have to go against your waters and ground types. So super excited to have Ogerpon here, even though we did pick it up after the draft. And last but not least, we also have Dracloak, who will be our ghost type if need be, with being able to spin block for us, decent Eviolite mon with its stats. So super excited to have it. It does have Will-O-Wisp. I believe it has Thunder Wave as well to really nuke my opponent's mons. So this is the team this season. Terra Cryogonal as our signature, Iron Valiant, Gliscor, Alomomola, Gouging Fire, Hydreigon, Slowbro, Galarian Form, Tinkaton, Cutiefly, Ogerpon Cornerstone, and Dracloak. So thanks for watching the team breakdown. Please leave a comment, subscribe, leave a like, and we will be ready for our first week of the PWC Season 15. See y'all then.